Torsten, you were watching yesterday as well. Are you a diviner of dots or a listener of words?
So we also spend a lot of time on the dots, and whenever she has put out the dots, I get a lot of phone calls from clients saying, this dot, could that be her? Did she put it up? Did she put it down? Where is she in the dot plot? But as Mike says, the whole point here is that they lowered the dots basically a little bit, the median dot for next year and the following year. So the path was a little bit more gradual, which was her buzzword yesterday.
Yeah, speaking of the dots, I read a piece from Ian Shepardson at Pantheon Macro yesterday. He's trying to figure out which dot is where. He says all the way over on the left there, that's got to be Narayana Kokolakota, and he says there's nothing like the zeal of a convert.
There's a lot of speculation about who's who, but at the end of the day, it is a committee decision. So the committee here at the moment is clearly signaling that it's going to be slow, and they will, at the way they look at it at the moment, be moving twice this year.
That's what you believe, Torsten, because we have, different opinions on that. Michael Froley saying school's out for summer, but not forever. But he only sees one interest rate increase this year, and he thinks that's plain.
Yeah, so we definitely think that September is the first move. The thing is that they says that this is data dependent. This is what they always say. What's quite ironic about that is that shouldn't it be forecast dependent? Why are we looking backward and looking at the data that has come out? Don't we have confidence in the forecast we have? So it's sort of stepping a little bit away from the forecast that's saying, well, we have a forecast here, but we may not believe it that much. We're rather just saying, well, the data comes in and shows something about what has happened up to this point is much more important, and that is by definition telling you that there's a risk of being behind the curve.
Torsten, you had a note that came out this week before the FOMC meeting that basically said, beware of inflation, it's coming, we aren't paying enough attention.
Yeah, because the main point is that the risks of being behind the curve are twofold. First of all, the risk is that they could see more inflation in the pipeline. That's, of course, sort of the traditional macroeconomic textbook risk, if you will, that if you move too slowly, inflation will come too quickly. The other risk is, of course, financial instability. So as you know, for the last 7 years, basically there's been a huge hunt for yield, and many in the market are much more worried about financial instability than they're worried about inflation.